I have to backpedal on a video that I had earlier that I put up. It was called In Defense of Google. Now, the reason I was defending Google was because I thought that they were the last bastion of some semblance of freedom in relation to big tech. And there's nothing wrong with big tech. There's nothing wrong with big tech if they're doing the right thing. But in my state, even though it's a kind of a liberal state, the state constitution does say that the Constitution shall and will remain the law of the land. Now, when you're talking about big tech companies that are suppressing voices and freedom, there's a problem. And it makes a person like me especially wonder, why would a company decide that the suppression of free speech, whether it be flat earth theory or whatever, there's a whole bunch of flat earth stuff out there, you know, on YouTube, for example, which is obviously owned by Google since they bought that fine company before, and the fine company decided to sell it, and you know, anyway, there's plenty of that. But you know, they get political about it, and that's the problem. You get too big. Now, there's nothing wrong with growing and getting big, but deciding to get big off of the people that have this outlook or that outlook or whatever it is, flat earthers or whatever the hell they are, it doesn't matter. You know, you were happy to get the ad money that you got from flat earthers, for example, which I am not one. Obviously, the earth is round. The Bible says so, way back before anybody was debating it, which is kind of stupid. In the Middle Ages, they were brilliant, but sometimes they were stupid. You know, you had that going on. You know, okay, but you were happy to take the ad money from that, and you still are. And then shadow banning people and things like that, because now you got so big that well, we want one agenda. It's not supposed to be an agenda. I mean, what kind of a business, unless they get too big, would want to ban anybody? Hey, we're happy you're buying our sheets over here at Target or wherever it is, and Target's another interesting. I won't go there. You know, you're buying pillows here. Great. You know, we don't care if you're a Republican or a Democrat or an Independent or a you know, a Libertarian, whatever the hell you are. It doesn't matter. I mean, who does that? Unless there's a deeper agenda. Now, see, that's where I get into the point where I'm no longer in defense of Google. They're still more free than the others. You hearing me, Google? You're still kind of allowing more, but you're banning stuff. You're doing the same crap as the rest. Now that's a problem, because it's going into the AT&T breakup situation. You're kind of working on you kind of putting yourself into that platform. Which, interestingly enough, a vote just happened. I believe today, talking about the breakup of even Apple and Facebook and Google, and you know, but they didn't write the bill so well. So, you know, the legislation, or you know, the commission that was looking into it, they left too many loopholes. But it's coming. Now, why would you want to do that? Now, I was on the internet before you even knew what it was, and it was like the new Gutenberg press. And it was all black screen, man. We didn't have video. I could do this, you know. And I've already been probably shadow banned, even though I didn't do anything. Because it's statistically impossible what I see happening on my channel. But at any rate, you know, because you listen to emails, you read them. And I'm on freedom forums and things like that, and apparently you don't like freedom, so yeah, that's, you're going to have to answer to God for that one. And maybe some senators and some other things if some people get around to righteousness again. But yeah, look, this is idiocy. I was on the Plato platform in 1974 at the University of Illinois. And that was the first internet, which was basically an intranet, which was internal to the University of Illinois. And that was the model that became the internet as most citizens know it. And then after that, years later, I was off of it, and then I got on, and I was on early when everything was black screen. It is just like it was then. Actually, it was magenta screen in those days, and it was just a wonderful thing. You had this freedom, this voice. Nobody was banning anything. You had the ability to speak. Now, if you're banning something, that means you're scared of it. That means or you're against what somebody else is saying. But is that right? Let's say you have a number of songbirds out in your yard, and you hear them in the morning. But there's one particular species of bird you hate. So is it okay for you to go out there with a shotgun and kill all of those birds whose song you hate in the morning because you just kind of despise them for whatever reason? Why would you? But then you don't have to listen to it anymore until more come, because there's a lot of songbirds. So they keep coming, you have to keep shooting. What is it? Anybody who bans something's afraid of something. And I might throw in a Jewel song here, at least the idea of her song. And she happens to be quite liberal, actually. But do you hate them because they're pieces of you? I don't understand what's going on. I know things are bad. And that's enough. I know it's bad. I just wanted to address it, and I didn't have a script. Obviously, I'm going off the cuff. I have to work. I work all the time. I work hard. And I'm usually tired. But if this is my last hurrah, man, I don't know. I'm just going to go off the cuff and say what I just said, because you should not be banning your fellow human beings. Are you more valid than I? Or the person next door over here, or the person that lives next to them? Or I could go out there with the camera if I was able to, and just show you my whole block. Is any one of us less valid than the other? Why would you suppose to suppress some speech and uphold others? Allow some and not allow others. That's contrary to the Constitution. And if you're living in the United States, you should be upholding that Constitution, which happens to be the law of the land in this state that I live in. And it doesn't matter whether the state constitution of any state says that the Constitution is the law of the land. No matter what the states say, it is. So let's be mindful of the law of the land, and let's try to follow it in our business models and everything else. Otherwise, you're shooting yourself in the foot, and there will come a day when you'll be sorry you didn't follow it. Mark my words. This is the end of the Sabbath day here. Friday sundown to Saturday sundown. It's still the Sabbath. So I wish you a decent Sabbath, and God brought that down here as a day of rest for all of us, but I had to say something on the Sabbath day.